have a number of white powders that we're going to try to ID using chemical reagents.
Dumb it down for me, Lom.
The world is full of white powders. We can't test for them all. We've whittled down the possibilities based on the preliminary report of the murder scene and the suspects. It was very thorough, by the way. I like that.
Why, thank you. I am pleased.
Here's a list of probable white powders. Our sample could be a mixture too. We're going to determine what it is, but the first thing to remember is that it is never a good idea to taste chemicals. 50 years ago, some macho chemist would do it, but then again, the average lifespan of the chemist was rather short. Instead, we're going to determine whether it's water-soluble or insoluble. We have two on the list that we know are insoluble in water. One of them, calcium carbonate, is everywhere and associated with all three of our POIs, person of interest: chalk, marble, tums, and acid. We just drop the white powder in an acid like the hydrochloric and look for bubbles. They will be carbon dioxide. It would be more informative and revealing if we had a positive iodine test for starch.
Starch is a complex carbohydrate.
That's right.
My daughter cooks.
Good for her. So, you're married?
No. Widowed. 8 years ago.
I'm so sorry. So yes, starches are a type of complex carbohydrate. This means it consists of chains of glucose isomers, some of which are spun in helixes. And if the starch is indeed present, the iodine species will tuck inside a helix and change the color of the entire solution. It will start off brown, but then the starch will turn into this beautiful blue-black.
Why is finding starch important?
That would point right at Miss Holland and her baking.
Okay, what next?
The water-soluble group. We can test for the carbon dioxide gas again. Just this time, the compound we will identify is bicarbonate. Unlike carbonates, bicarbonates are water-soluble. Baking soda and Alka-Seltzer are most definitely bicarbonates.
I'm all too familiar with the experience. Makes me burp.
It does. The sour stomach is caused by the excessive hydrochloric acid produced by the special cells in your stomach. The burp is releasing the carbon dioxide gas product of the acid-base neutralization reaction. I see no bubbles in the beaker. No bicarbonates.
That beaker wasn't burping.
Exactly. Let's move on to the next test, Benedict solution. Many people with diabetes are familiar with this test because it tests for the presence of sugar in the urine. What's nice about Benedict's solution is that it's semi-quantitative. It will give you an idea of how much sugar is in there. Now, it only works on monosaccharides and a few disaccharides. Remember that the monosaccharides are single rings of the mostly bonded carbon and an oxygen. They are monomers, if you will, and the color change will be from blue to green to orange to brick red as the amount of...
And what do these colors mean exactly?
What you're seeing is a change between copper 2+, which is a beautiful sky blue you might see in copper rooftops, changed to copper plus, which is the brick red. And this all depends on how much sugar is in there. And the neat thing about Benedict's is that it will not test for sucrose, a common table sugar. The one on our list are glucose, tablets for the diabetic janitor. Fructose, high fructose corn syrup, is the second ingredient in Mountain Dew.
Is that all?
Not quite. An easy test for ammonium nitrate involves testing to see if the aqueous solution becomes cold when we add the white powder. Athletes typically use these in their cold packs for muscle strains.
Maybe there's an athlete responsible. Wait a minute. Dennis Rogers mentioned using a cold pack on his thumb. Well, is it cold? Hey, I'm no expert, but I think I can judge cold. This ain't colder.
Negative test for NH4NO3. I'm going to have to start paying you as my lab assistant soon.